Okay, guys, we have to have a serious talk. Janet's lawyers are not racist. I have to put out a public statement.
This video is brought to you by the Anti-Janet merch, available now at Sahi Cosmetics. Does your baby hate Janet? Boy, do I have the perfect onesie for it. We also have hoodies that are $63. We have a higher quality hoodie that is $99. Extended sizes available. Get it now. All of our merch is created by Printful as an eco-friendly way for us to not overproduce. Everything is print on demand. 50% of the proceeds will go towards Printful for creating the products. The rest go to our lawsuit. We have 2 counts of fraud against Janet that the judge has allowed. So let's get her law license revoked, guys.
I have to put out a public statement and just tell you guys that Janet's lawyers are not racist. They are kind of alluding to that I'm going to get another lawsuit or something, maybe a cease and desist. I will show you the email, but I just need to come out and say Janet's lawyers are not racist. I never claimed that they were racist. In fact, I think they probably missed the whole entire point of my video if that's the conclusion that they got from it. Nonetheless, we're going to get into it right now. I'm being totally open, transparent, especially because I am asking for donors in a GoFundMe. So it is like honestly my duty to you guys to keep you updated on what's going on with the case. By the way, I'm whispering because I'm sick. I was in the hospital last week. I'll get into that in a little bit. I'm fine. I'm not in any pain, but that's why I'm whispering. Janet's lawyers are upset about my 3-hour video. And the one thing that they pointed out is that they're afraid that they're going to look racist from my video. And to that, I'm kind of like, you missed the whole point of the 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 27-second long video, my friend. But here we are anyways. We're going to go through it together. Okay, guys? I mean, I literally just saw like the smoking gun evidence on my TikTok version of the video. I'm like, of all the things that you could talk about, that's what's concerning to you, my friend? Okay. That's okay, though. That's okay. We're going to go through it together. So he sends an email on last Friday to my lawyer, Edie, and says, I don't know if you're aware, but Miss Sahi posted a 3-hour video on YouTube providing her thoughts about this litigation. I don't believe you played any role in putting this together. I understand Miss Sahi's frustration with litigation and the desire to vent. She says some pretty nasty things about Miss Braun, which, given their history, is not unexpected. However, she makes some out-of-bounds comments towards myself and other lawyers at our firm. I deny all this. Calling me unethical on a couple of occasions and implying that I am racist on others. I don't expect Ms. Sahi to like me as I'm the opposing counsel in a lawsuit. I also wouldn't be upset or surprised if she made comments or vented frustrations about me or the process at the dinner table or on the phone with a friend. But I think this video takes it over the line. I have no idea what drives something up to go viral, but I prefer this does not get to that point. I'm not issuing any type of formal cease and desist type letter at the present time, but I would request that you speak with Ms. Sahi about the situation and encourage her that it is perhaps in her best interest to take down the video in parentheses, or at the very least make it private so only those folks she knows or invites have access to it. Thank you in advance for your anticipated cooperation. Bryant Quiche. Who is the fictitious lawyer for Janet, who is the fictional TikTok lawyer that I've been talking about on TikTok. Finally, after 2.5 years of staying silent and pretty much being abused through the legal system, she's frauding me. So now I got another lawyer telling me what to do on social media. Like, you can't make this up. You can't make this up, bro. Okay, so let's rewind, okay? For me, it sounds like Bryant Quiche is like super freaking paranoid that you guys are going to hate him. That like seems like his primary concern in all of this. he was kind of like, yeah, she said things about Braun, but that's expected. Here we are anyways. Now we're going to kind of dissect this email a smidge, just a smidge, if you could like bear with me for a second. So first of all, he claims I said something nasty about Miss Braun. That's like really freaking laughable. I didn't say anything nasty about her. In fact, I could have gotten way worse. I could have played the 911 call with her voice of her calling a wellness check on someone she doesn't even know, based off of a TikTok video. I mean, I saw the video. I heard her voice on the 911 call. And just based off of my experience of knowing her and her nonstop calling me all the freaking time to the point where my parents were like, this woman's useless. She has no other clients, does she? Like, that's how much I used to talk to her. So I'm pretty confident I know what her voice sounds like. I could have put a lot more into my video, but I didn't. I stuck to my case. I stuck to providing evidence because I'm a receipts girly.
In this video, but please go watch the full video. It's 3 hours long and holy shit, does she come with receipts. It is wild. Like, it's crazy. So Shelly had been releasing products with Sahi Cosmetics.
I'm very black and white. I have morals and I stick to my morals. Okay? I'm very steadfast in that. What you see with me is what you get. You can tell. Look at the way I talk to you guys. I yap. Okay, I yapped for 3 hours, but everything that I yapped is from my heart. I tell you the truth and nothing but the truth because that's who I am as a person. I'm not someone who's a liar. In fact, I hate it if anybody accuses me of that because I'm literally an opposite of that. It's not who I am as a person. So for you to like say that I said something nasty, if I'm saying nasty things about her, sir, I am recounting what she did to me. I have 2 counts of fraud against her, and I'm showing you evidence of fraud. My God. And then like all of the mounting evidence against her in all of the other frivolous lawsuits, in my opinion, that she's done. So I could have made her look way worse, but I was like, no, Shelly, we're going to concentrate on this case. We're going to just put the evidence together. The insurmountable evidence of her fraudulent behavior. And like, that's not me being nasty, my friend. I have 2 counts of fraud against her. It's like literally what we're gunning for in court. She committed fraud. We're bringing light to it. Justice needs to be served. My friend, you are in the law profession. This is not anything different that should not happen. Like, I didn't say anything nasty about her. Anyways, I think that was like heat of the moment. Emotions were high for him, so he might have just said that, We're going to forgive that. I don't think he really meant that. Now I'm looking at this, the next paragraph, and he's saying, I wouldn't be surprised if she vent. My friend, I would never vent to my friends or family about this situation. There's a reason why I didn't post this on my Facebook or my Instagram. It's because I'm freaking embarrassed I hired Jeanette Braun in the first place. You think I want my MBA classmates to figure out that I went through this shit? They're gonna look at me and be like, what an idiot. Like, let me tell you something. Like, I literally won all the business competitions at my MBA program, like at Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan. When I was there, I won everything. That comes with a certain amount of hate. Okay, so now we're going to go into the second paragraph where you said that you wouldn't expect me to like you. Bryant, my friend, you are just a cog in the Janet machine. I don't think any of us thought about you like that. And now I'm going to talk to you like a friend. And I'm just going to like ease your mind a little bit and tell you that I am very diligently watching everything online. Like, I respond to almost every damn comment. You know what I mean? I'm approving all the comments on my video, and there's only a couple that I've not approved, and they were like political. Like, they didn't really have anything to do with the case, or like they didn't really add value. So there's only a couple that I didn't approve. I have screenshots of them. Sorry about that. And none of the comments mentioned you or anyone from your team being racist. So I want to ease your mind on that. Only today, as I'm filming this, only today, there was one comment where they brought up, like, wouldn't that also kind of like show inherent racism on Janet's part? That was the only comment. And I'll put a screenshot here. And even that is not pointing the finger towards you. It's pointing the finger at Janet. Now, remember, the SharePoint folder stuff that I put together, at the end, I was like, wait a minute. One of these titles says using my work product. So the only person that would put that together is Janet. And I mentioned that in my video. So the stuff that had implied racism in it that you believe, I will touch on that in a second. I kind of said that could have been Janet, but I don't know who it was. And like, you guys are like very like defamation-y on that side. Like you're already saying cease and desist, and like she's already done defamation suits on like other people. So like, obviously I'm being very careful about what I say. I can't like upright say, hey, it wasn't Bryant Keish, it was Janet. You know what I mean? I can't say that. But that being said, Bryant, not everything's about you. You know what I mean? There's a song that the young folks are listening to. It's like, you think you're the shit, you're not even the fart. So rest assured, my friend, you are not the fart in this situation. So I want to go on to the next part, right? You're worried about things going viral. There's going to be a marketing campaign around this now. I have a GoFundMe. You guys bled my company out. So I have a degree, an MBA from a top business school. I will be marketing this. So just be aware that there will be some time where something does go viral, because I'll be working towards it. And that's okay. You'll be fine. You will be fine. Don't worry about it. I need to raise funds to see this lawsuit through. And it has nothing to do with you. Don't take it personally. Okay.
This video is brought to you by the GoFundMe page by Sahi Cosmetics. This just in, the judge has denied Bryant's motion for judgment on the pleadings. If you want us to see this through, please donate to our GoFundMe page. We have 2 counts of fraud against Janet. If we can see this through, we'll be able to afford getting damages by Janet, in addition to her potentially losing her law license. We can do this together if you make a small donation today to Sahi Cosmetics GoFundMe page.
So the next paragraph, you're saying that you're not going to issue any formal type of cease and desist, and that you want me to take the video down. As my lawyer told you, we're not taking the video down. In fact, like I said, we intend to do like a marketing campaign to raise the funds for our GoFundMe. I have merch. You know what I mean? We're raising funds to afford this lawsuit, because 2.5 years of like just diluting me out. I mean, when you think of like litigation strategy, you ought to have had the foresight to imagine that this could be a possibility, because I am a content creator who shares my life on the internet, and you are like literally, you guys are like doing unethical things, not you particularly, the Janet machine, to a content creator who does this stuff for a living. She like posts her lifestyle online, not lifestyle, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, I post my life. I talk to my customers every single day. They know a lot of stuff about me. And I kept this away from them for 2.5 years, hoping that somebody would seek sense into this. Okay, so actually, Brian, let me let you in on a secret. When we did our countersuit, right, we had just been dealing with Goldberg and Janet and the weird stuff that they have been doing in this lawsuit. So, and I've detailed that with evidence and screenshots in my previous video. So you can take a look at that. You know what I mean? Like, it's saying it's not contingency and then saying it's contingency. And like my conversations with Goldberg, the fact that Goldberg doesn't even know what he submitted in the pleadings. And it looks like Janet was actually writing this stuff herself. So long story short, we're in this position where it just is like 2 goobers on the other side. We can't even talk to edgewise. We're talking to a wall with those 2. They're like, Dumb and Dumber is the best way I can put it. Like, I don't know. Maybe you guys can give me a better example of something else to say to them. But it's like both of them you cannot reason with. There's no like logic that you can apply to have them understand your position. When your team came through, it was a breath of fresh air for me and Edie. We're like, finally, we were ecstatic that like we had people from like a mid-sized law firm coming in. We're like, okay, I think we're not going to see any like shenanigans, like unethical shenanigans going through. We were quite happy to meet with Mary and John in the first place, you know. And like I said in my previous video, I thought Mary was pretty reasonable. She was not doing anything shady. So it felt like we might have somebody on the other side that we can reason with, and maybe we can do a settlement, because you guys are looking at a lot of damages. So it would be in your client's best interest to actually entertain that. But we sent you a settlement offer in Feb and you haven't responded yet. So now, I mean, I don't know what you guys are thinking now, because I came out with the evidence and the court of public opinion is completely on my side. They're siding with Sahi Cosmetics. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is going to be a very likely similar situation when we go in front of a jury. The jury is not going to be that much different from the people watching the TikToks and the YouTube videos, right? So I urge you to look at the Reddit forums. I urge you to look at the comments on all of the videos. There are other YouTubers that are now covering the case. So take a look at their comment section as well. And so I want to kind of hit that racist part home. So I took my entire 3 hour and 7 minute and 28 second long video and I put it into AI. And I said, make the transcript for me. So it literally spit out every single word that I said. And then I uploaded that back into an AI software. And I said, did Miss Sahi explicitly call anyone racist in the video? Now, the AI software, who is impartial and doesn't give a shit about if it's you or me, right, says, no, Miss Sahi did not explicitly call anyone a racist in the video transcript. She expressed concerns about cultural insensitivity and the potential mischaracterization of certain cultural practices, but she did not directly accuse anyone of racism. For example, regarding the evidence submitted about her wedding preparations, she said, I'm so disappointed that you guys are erasing my culture for the sake of filing frivolous lawsuits, of filing this frivolous lawsuit. The fact that it was written in this way in the evidence portal speaks volumes. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. She also mentioned about cultural competence, saying, excuse me, but why is it in the evidence portal listed as expensive wedding cards and expensive chocolates overnighted from Toronto? You are erasing something that's critical. That is a cultural aspect of this. While these comments express frustration with what she perceives as cultural insensitivity or ignorance, Ms. Sahi stopped short of explicitly labeling anyone as racist. Sorry, I had to text my neighbor. So obviously I didn't say anybody was a racist. I think if I was Arab and I was doing something that the Arabic culture had that was customary for their weddings, you would have erased that part for the sake of your litigation strategy, which was cherry picking my social media posts to portray me as wealthy so that maybe the jury wouldn't side with me. Maybe it looks like I owe Janet money because I have a gym membership. You know what I mean? Along those lines. I felt like if I was Chinese and I was showing a Chinese tradition, you would also spin it that way. It's not that I think you guys are racist. I think you guys are fudging evidence. And I made that abundantly clear with multiple pieces of evidence showing that you guys are fudging the evidence. For instance, the time where I wrote in an email when I was saying, hey girl, I'm not signing these amended contingency fee contracts. In that email, I wrote, hey girl, I got no problem signing this agreement, but there are these clauses in here that I don't agree with. You guys took the first line and made it seem like I was okay signing that agreement. That's in a freaking court document submitted by Braun. So what are we doing here? And I'm sorry, my friend, but that SharePoint folder is property of SMB trials. And for the purposes of this lawsuit, SMB is Small Mama's Boys trials. It's a law firm called Small Mama's Boys. And it's not the other one. Okay, so it's a fictitious law firm called Small Mama's Boys. in that SharePoint folder, it's literally like your employees uploaded those videos. So when I first saw that, of course I'm going to think possibly it's coming from you guys. It's your SharePoint uploaded by your employees. So initially I didn't think that that was Janet doing that. Then the question of Janet doing it came up when I read that like our work product, which I clarified in the video. So I don't know who did that. I feel like I'm apologizing even though something wrong happened to me. So I need to take a step to like I was offended that you guys did use my TikTok videos and erased a very crucial aspect, which is the cultural aspect of it. And you manipulated it to make it look one way when it was not. In fact, even the wedding card videos, you guys are acting like I have money and I got expensive wedding cards and I overnighted expensive chocolates from Toronto. Even in that video itself, not only do I mention that I handmade the wedding cards myself, freaking arts and crafts, my friend, but I also mentioned that those are Indian sweets and that we're handing them out to every single person with the card. Like, obviously, this is customary. It's a part of our Indian culture. So that's where I got a problem is because literally I said in the video and you're still trying to manipulate the evidence. I say things in emails and it's very clear what I mean. The jury, we're going to show the jury a full email and you're still trying to manipulate the evidence. And the smoking gun that I have in my previous video, you didn't mention that. You didn't mention the fact that Janet solicited me and then lied in the court documents that she did not solicit me. That is unethical. So that's not me saying something nasty about her. That's actually deemed as unethical by several state bar associations across the United States of America. I didn't make that rule up. That's a rule that existed. I wish I had known about that back when I hired Braun, or back when I hired Jeanette in the first place, because I would have spoke about her character and I would have understood a little bit more about like what she's capable of doing. But I didn't know that back then. I wish I did. I really hope that even my video right now is teaching people, hey, listen, if a lawyer solicits you, if they approach you and say that they can help you, that's technically unethical. They're shady characters. Like, don't trust a lawyer that approaches you like that. You know what I mean? Especially if it's like for accident, injury. Now, of course, they can do advertisements, but they can't like come to you and say, you hire me. You know what I mean? Those are ambulance chasers. That's unethical. So that's where I stand with the whole racism bit. I never called anybody a racist. You can view my video one more time. If an AI software cannot find me calling you guys racist, and like I said, I don't think you're racist against Indians. I think that no matter what my race would have been, you would have eradicated it for the sake of your litigation strategy, which is mudding up the evidence, creating confusion, cherry picking things to tell a certain story. And I have 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 28 seconds worth of evidence in my previous video. I just urge you to like watch the video again because this mischaracterization is alarming. I also find it striking that after watching my entire video, the only thing that Bryant is worried about is his public image. Not about any of the like substantive content that I put in there. All the evidence, all the screenshots. It's like they didn't even care. It was almost like they knew. I don't know if they knew, but like, it's like, yeah. Okay. That's how I felt from this email. They're like, yeah, whatever. That's how I felt. And by the way, like I literally told you guys, like Janet trying to own my social media and now you're also trying to suppress my account. That feels very slappy of you. Janet knows a lot about being slappy. See what I did there? She knows a lot about being slappy. So if you're also going to act slappy, just know that you are in the court of social media now. Everything that you do, they're going to see. So if you make some move that's also unethical, that's when it no longer is you're a cog in the Janet machine. That's when it's going to be like, oh, okay. So this is how this particular fictitious lawyer moves as well. And we don't want that to happen to you. Like, honestly, I don't want to be mean to you. You're my only freaking hope of reason. If I could ever settle this case, I know the other two goobers aren't going to do anything. They're like, literally, they're like Dumb and Dumber, talking to a wall. I don't know how else to explain it. But you come from a formidable mid-sized law firm, right? I thought that you would have had enough experience to like not do anything shady, which is why I think maybe there's hope. So the last thing I want to do is upset you. I would really like to settle this case because you guys are looking at a substantial amount of damages done to Sahi Cosmetics. We got 2 counts of fraud. Like, Janet's gonna go down for fraud. The insurmountable evidence I have put together and that we are going to continue to put together for you guys, you will see. I want you to take the ethical concerns that I've raised in my previous video seriously. You are the partner on this case. You can ensure that no more unethical stuff happens on your watch. Even if you didn't do it yourself, even if it was like your law clerk or whoever, or if it was Janet, at this point, you're team lead. You know what I mean? You got to step up and at least review the evidence that's submitted in the evidence portal. You know what I mean? Make sure that they're not doing anything fishy. And if they are, put an end to it before it gets to the other side, before it gets in front of a judge, because I'm going to call you out on it. I told you I have a very strong moral standpoint. I'm very black and white about what's right and what's wrong, and I will call you out. And I'm very, very unabashedly like, I got the time. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, I got the time to sit around and actually go through this. And I think you can tell by this point, like, I'm not dumb. Like, a lot of clients, they don't have the ability to go through these legal documents and understand things. But like, I obviously did. I put that video together by myself. It took me almost a month to put that together. So I will find more unethical behavior if it continues to happen. And I will call it out. And Edie is a shark. She's going to call it, bring it to the judge's attention. Like I said, Edie has already told you that we're not going to remove the video. And it is my prerogative and my right to describe everything that's happening to me. It's literally, I have the right to share my experiences, given like the significant impact that the litigation has had on me personally and professionally. So I'm allowed to say it. So moving forward, like, instead of suppressing my content, let's focus on the substantive issues at hand. Go through my video one more time. We'll talk about it together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy to talk about any of the screenshots I provided. You know what I mean? Like the stuff Goldberg said to me, you know, the smoking gun evidence that I have, the fact that Janet has no previous precedent she can rely on to turn her contingency fee agreement into like an hourly rate. None of the past precedents fit the bill for this. There are greater ethical implications for like a precedent that this might set forward. Everything I said in that previous video, I really hold to. I stand by it. And I'm so glad that like you brought the video up to the judge. So Bryant, like, we went to court 2 days ago. By the way, Bryant submitted something to the court last week. Another freaking filing. He submitted another response, which my lawyer was like, F this, we are not going to respond to this. I'm not billing you for this. So he submitted one more thing to the court. He was trying to get a motion, he was trying to get a judgment on the pleadings. Basically, this was like their last ditch effort to like get Janet to like get away with the fraud counts. You know what I mean? They wanted to dismiss the fraud counts. And so he submitted one more thing last week. Like, you're proving my point about the motion practice, my friend. So they went to court 2 days ago, and the judge denied their motion, which I'm so freaking excited about, which means we're done with it. We're past the pleadings. We're going to court. Like, we're literally, this is it. Like, we're going discovery, depositions, trial. And I got 2 counts of fraud against Ron. We're going for it. We're literally going for it. So Edie's so excited. We got so much evidence racked up against Janet. You know what I mean? It's it's a dream come true. But that's why we're raising that GoFundMe. So there's no way we're going to take that video down. And you have no cause to like take the video down. If you did sue me for defamation, just know it would be extremely slappy of you. The whole internet's going to know, and it's just not going to bode well for anybody because I didn't say anything wrong in that video. Why do you think it took me a whole month to put together? I'm not dumb. I would never say anything that would get me in more legal trouble. You know what I mean? So I hope you reconsider your position on what you focus on for this case. I really do. Like I said, I don't want to get you upset because I think you're the only person that has like reason that me and Edie can talk to. So I would love to like actually just get in a room, talk with you, see if we can settle this case. But like I said, you're looking at a substantial amount of damages. I know that her malpractice insurance has a set amount that they can probably pay. And I know that you're probably billing into that same bucket. So like, just stop with the motion practice. Like you're literally eating up the money that's owed to me. I'm just being realistic. There's probably X amount of dollars that the malpractice insurance is going to pay up for Braun's misdoings and fraudulent behavior. And somehow in that bucket, whatever your cost is to litigate this is going to come out of that bucket too. So like, you're literally eating out of my money and you're welcome. Like we should be friends. You should take me out to dinner when I'm in Chicago because like literally you're welcome. Also, I just want to mention one more thing because it came up in court. So when Bryant's motion for judgment was denied on the pleadings for the fraud part, the countersuit, he got really upset in court, I guess. And so when we asked for some time to do like, we have like 10 sets of discovery to answer and it's just Edie. It's just me and Edie. Like be so for real. Like this is like legal bullying. But we had like 10 sets or something of discovery we have to answer. Edie asked for an extra 2 weeks to get it done because I was in the hospital last week, which I didn't want to tell anybody because I don't want to seem like a weak person and a victim. But I was in the hospital last week, which is why I'm whispering right now. I told my customers that like I had lost my voice and that's why I wasn't going live. But you know it's serious when I'm not even going live. Like for a full week, that's how I make my money is I go live. I wasn't going live. I went to the emergency room on Wednesday. I was coughing up blood. It was like so gross. And it wasn't like from my throat. It was coming up from below. So I ended up going to the hospital, told the emergency room's like, how much pain are you in? And I'm like, 0. I'm not in any pain. I'm just coughing up blood. They freak out. They put me... Sorry, my camera died. Yeah, but they put me in an isolation room. They freak out. They're like, they don't know what's going on. I think because I said I have 0 pain, they were like, oh, shit, something serious then. Because I showed them like how much blood I was throwing up. And they ran all of the tests. All of the serious diseases I like came out negative for. So I don't have COVID. I don't have like any like blood clots. What else did they test for? They tested for everything, you know, TB. I don't think they tested for TB, but anyways, they did it like a CT scan of my lungs, and then they found like I have blood in my lungs, and I have like more blood on the right lung than the left lung, and I literally like I have. I mean, Bryant was saying I was lying about this in court. I'm not lying about this, you know what I mean? Like I have the CT scan, I have everything from the hospital, I have the hospital like paperwork and stuff. So I stayed at one hospital the entire night, but I needed to see a pulmonary specialist. So like they put me in an ambulance and they took me to a second location, and I got to see a pulmonary specialist there. They put me in like the oxygen negative room with like the double doors and stuff. And yeah, basically that guy came and was like, we don't know what's wrong with you, but you have 2 like different antibiotics that were put into you from the IV. You're on we're going to give you prednisone, and then you're going to come back. And so it's been a week now. I still can't talk at a normal voice without like coughing up crazily. I am just not talking as much because every time I like overspeak, then I bring up more blood, and I want this to heal, whatever this is. Just so you guys are aware, like I have perfect bill of health normally. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do anything. Like literally I have a glass of wine maybe once a year. That's how little I use substances. And my followers know my mother-in-law cooks me really healthy, good Indian food every single day. And like Janet knows, I like to go to the gym. It's primarily for my mental health, but yeah, I go to the gym and I work out, and I usually have a good bill of health, you know what I mean? So I don't know why this happened. Honestly, my husband's, and he's mad at me today because like I'm filming this video. He's like, you're working too hard. You know what I mean? He's like, you're killing yourself right now. And I'm like, I have no other choice. Like I have to literally go live for hours on end to sell my products, and then I need to like compile all these videos as evidence to do the GoFundMe. And he's like, you're killing yourself, basically. He's like, your mental health is gone. You need to like not let this affect your mental health. It's physically affecting your body. He's like, you need to rest. And I'm like, when can I rest? You know what I mean? That's why my previous video, I like, Bryant like ignored that part too. That kind of frustrates me a little bit. Like I was talking about how I struggled with mental health, and when she sued me, I thought that was it for me. I had no other reason to stick around. And that's serious. Like that's so freaking serious. And then to like ignore that completely, like that didn't even matter. And so Bryant was upset in court the other day because his motion was denied, and we're going forward with 2 counts of fraud against her. And he's like, oh, she didn't have time to submit discovery, but she had time to post a 3-hour YouTube video. Please.
Do you know how many times we have given Goldberg and Janet an extension? Every time that they've asked for an extension, we've given it to them, which is plenty of times. This is common courtesy when you're dealing with a lawsuit. In fact, it probably would make you look bad if you, in front of a judge, are not giving your other colleague, another lawyer, the common courtesy of an extension. So it's quite common to ask for extensions and give it. Again, we always give them an extension, but they're not giving that to us. It's just so one-sided. And again, another time where I feel like it's legal abuse because we are not even afforded the same mercy that we provide them. They have 10 sets of discovery against us. We didn't give them 10 sets of discovery. You know what I mean? So and I don't know if 10's the right number, but it's a lot. And it's just me and Janet, and they have 5 lawyers on the other side. And so all of the lawyers are giving us their own sets of discovery, and it's like drowning us. And they know that. But then on top of that, I get sick. And then now I'm going to tell you about the sickness part, because even that itself shows their character.
I literally took a whole month to make that video. It didn't happen overnight. But what did happen overnight is me coughing up blood out of my lungs, my friend. That happened overnight. I don't know why that happened. I can't control that. All I do know is this fucking lawsuit is killing me. It is killing me, and I'm pleading with you to please spare me. Please spare me. We can settle this case. I don't know if ED's going to settle for the same amount we demanded back in February, because a lot's happened since then. But you should talk to Edie and figure out if we can settle this case. Spare me. Enough's enough. I can't even talk at a normal level. Like, this is affecting my business again. I can't go live. I have evidence that for the past week I haven't gone live, and I have blood in my lungs, and I'm sick AF, and the doctors don't know why. Just a little bit of grace is all I ask. Like, why would you say that in court? Like, why would I lie about being sick? It's so stupid. Like, I'm such a hard worker. Like, you could tell from my videos, I'm such a hard worker. I wouldn't lie. I can't wait to submit my discovery to you. But the truth is, I get winded. I'm tired. I walk literally, like, I take my dog out to pee outside. I'm winded. I have to come home and lie down for 30 minutes because I can't breathe. I have mucus right here. It's hard to breathe. And like I said, I don't want to look weak. I don't want my customers to think I'm weak. Like, that's the last thing I want to do is like a weak person. I don't want people to know that I'm sick. So I told everybody that, like, I just lost my voice. That's what I told people. Until this happened in court. And then, like, today and yesterday, I told people, I was like, no, this is what really happened. Because I knew I'm going to post this video anyway. So I told my customers finally. But yeah, I have, like, my followers were asking me where I am. They're asking me if I'm okay and stuff. I literally have the sweetest followers in the world that were checking up on me. I'm more concerned about getting back to my customers than I am concerned about, like, what you think about my sickness. You know what I mean? I think the moral of this story is I never called anybody racist. I'm calling you guys out for your litigation strategy, which I believe is unethical. And I am pleading with you to please be a little bit more respectful for the rest of this litigation. If we go to trial, no more funny business. I'm going to call you out, and it'll be on the internet forever. Whatever you do, I told you, I'm very black and white. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to show the evidence. I got the time. Even if it's freaking killing my health, I've got the time. I will do it, you know? And I'm not the only one that's watching this case now. You have some serious YouTubers with big followings that are going to be reporting on everything. So it's not a threat. I'm just, like, saying, prepare yourself mentally. You know what I mean? All that to be said, Bryant, I don't want to piss you off. You're the only person that has some humanity. And for everybody else that's watching, if you don't want me to settle, and if you want me to actually go through with the fraudulent counts against Janet, donate to my GoFundMe. Buy the merch. We are not near our goal. I mean, I hope we get to our goal. You guys, everyone that's donated has been amazing. I freaking love each and every one of you. Some people just, like, come up and they're like $200. They just throw $200 at my GoFundMe. I'm like, you guys are, like, amazing. But even those that donate $5, you're amazing too. Like, that $5 is going to go towards, if we could all just put $5 in the GoFundMe, you know what I mean? I would have enough to see this case through. And then I would be like, hey guys, I'm never settling. We're going to take it all the way through. You know what I mean? It's just like, and there's always a risk when you take your case all the way to trial. There's always a risk. But when there's so much evidence, insurmountable amount of evidence that shows that she has committed wrongdoings, she's committed 2 counts of fraud, and she's continuing to commit fraud upon the court with all these other documents. I mean, just rewatch my 3-hour video, bro. I documented all of it. It's insane. I think we have a really good chance of winning. I would be so shocked if we didn't win. There's no way. I mean, we won in the court of public opinion, at least. There isn't a single comment against me. And I had a lot of haters back in 2020 because there was, like, one girl that posted that Ulta came out with their product first, and then people thought I was, like, clout chasing, you know what I mean? Which is not the true, you know what I mean? So there was, like, misinformation. I thought I was going to have a lot more haters commenting negative things. I haven't seen anybody say anything mean about me. So, sorry, my camera died, but I was saying, like, the way that no one has taken her side in the court of social media just shows you how a jury's going to react. It's not much different. I feel like we have a really good chance of winning these 2 fraud cases, and I'm so grateful that the judge did not accept their stupid motion for judgment on the pleadings, and we're going forward with 2 counts of fraud against Janet. So I pray to God we get this through, you know what I mean? Like, I pray to God. I really, really do. It's been 2.5 years of suffering in silence, and I just, even though I can barely breathe, it just feels like a weight's lifted off my shoulders right now. And I know that this is it's just like stress. I don't know. It's like trauma just coming out of me, whatever the heck this is. So I'm fine. I'm not in any pain. I'm just hawking up blood. I don't know why. So that's why I'm like trying not to talk too much. And I freaking like made this long video, secret. So this is why my husband was mad at me. Yesterday I did a video and I was coughing the whole video, and I was editing it yesterday, and he was so mad at me. He's like, you're not healing yourself and you're still working. So that's why I have to redo the video. I did it yesterday, but it was not good. You couldn't hear me. I was coughing the whole time. It was terrible. So today I'm a little bit better. So yeah, hopefully I get better. And I'm a strong girl. Somebody commented that on YouTube, and I love that. They left me a comment that said I'm a strong girl. And that's how I want to be known for. I don't want to be known for like being weak, being sick, or being frauded and duped by Janet. Like I said, I didn't even post this on Facebook, TikTok, or Facebook and Instagram. I don't want people in my real life knowing about this. But anyways, here's to going forward with 2 counts of fraud against Janet, everybody. Cheers, and I will see you in the next one.